Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and today's video is my first video on YouTube, so I'm going to do an intro and a get ready with me and just kind of explain to you what's going to be on the channel and what you can look forward to seeing and what kind of things, if you're interested in them, I'll be having. So my channel is going to be a lot of different things, which is kind of why I named the channel Sarah's Mixed Up Life, because it's not going to be over one topic. It's going to be over many different topics that I'm really interested in. So the first topic I'll talk about is makeup. And what I mean by makeup is that's going to be a lot of different things. It's kind of a broad topic for this channel because for makeup, I'm not just going to do like normal makeup tutorials where it's just kind of one certain look or with one certain palette or different things like that. Makeup can also mean like for the holidays, a certain look for Halloween, which is what I'm going to be doing soon. It's going to be a lot of different things with makeup, so I'm not just going to do just one certain type of makeup. But this channel is also not going to be just makeup videos. I'm also going to do decor videos because I like to decorate my room for the holidays. So for fall, there will be a fall decor video. And in those decor videos, I'm also going to have it where I'm not just showing you what I buy. There will also be like a separate video of me telling you how I displayed it in my room, so you can actually see it all come together, so it's not just, oh, I bought these things but I'm not going to show you what they look like. So that's what's going to be with the decor. I may not do it for every holiday because I don't decorate for everything, but especially fall and Christmas, I will definitely be having videos for that. Right now I'm just putting on my base before I start my eyes. I will also be doing song covers on my channel, so occasionally I'll post just one of me singing. Now those can involve me just singing with background music behind it, or I will play the piano in some of them. I also will probably be doing DIY videos as well. I like to make things that are inexpensive and don't cost a lot of money. So I may make videos like that as well, or craft videos. I definitely know with makeup videos that I'm going to be doing some explaining in those videos. I'll be doing some in-depth tutorials and then some that are just real quick. But I'll just be explaining how I do things. That doesn't mean I always do things right. I'm always learning. But I will definitely do videos where I explain things like that. Some of those videos will be, like I said, over certain palettes. I have a lot of makeup from Colourpop, so a lot of the stuff that I do will be from there. But I also have palettes from other places too, so it won't just be Colourpop. I do have some more affordable items. I even have the whole watermelon collection from Colourpop, so I probably will do like a swatch video kind of thing with that. But this channel is just going to be really laid back and not like super structured, and I'm also not going to like upload every day or anything. I'm not going to have like, starting out, I'm not going to have a specific like upload schedule just because I am in school right now, so it makes it hard to be able to film and edit and do all of those things all the time. But I'm going to try to do it where I do regular uploads, so it's not like I'm just doing like one every month. It's not going to be like that. I'm going to definitely upload more than that. So I've set my eyes with concealer. That's just what I like to do because it helps my eyeshadow stay better on my eyes. So that's kind of what my channel is going to be about. The rest of this video is probably just going to be like just explaining to you what I'm doing with my makeup, because that's really all there is about the channel. I'm going to be using the Dream Street palette from Colourpop, and I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with this shade for my transition. And I like to take a fluffy brush. This is, I think it says 06. I'm not really sure. The lettering has rubbed off of the brushes a lot. But I just start out in my outer corner. I'm going to zoom in some so that you can see this better. Go. Today I'm just doing a really simple eye makeup look. It's not going to be super complicated. And a lot of times I like to use a lot of glittery products for like either as an eye topper or things like that. So a lot of my looks have glitter, but I think for this look I may just do a matte look, but we'll see what happens. So I always like to use a lighter shade for the transition before I put on a darker shade. And I use this brush for transition and the actual color that I'm going to be placing like almost all over the entire lid, because it's easier for me to use one brush and the job gets done with just one brush, so you don't need a lot of brushes to create this look. The next color I'm going to take is this Potion color. It's darker brown. It's also got kind of a reddish color to it. And that's what I'm going to start placing down this way. And I am looking over in my mirror, so that's why like I'm looking this way. I'm also going to be, I have an Instagram for this channel, so on there you can message me or DM me like different ideas you come up with, because I mean I have a lot of my own ideas that I've brainstormed and come up with, but it's always nice to get other people's opinions too. So I would be glad if you just went there and you can just DM me on there and you can tell me different ideas of different things I can do, what you'd like to see, what you're interested in, and I can definitely try to do those things. So when I add these colors, I always go down farther. I do not hit that transition color, because then you're just covering all of the work that you just did. So you want to just go just below it, and you can always add back up to the transition shade, which is usually what I do. And some people don't even use a transition shade, so it's not like you have to. You can still create a look without doing a transition shade. Okay, so I think that's dark enough for what I'm doing. So next I'm going to take this smaller brush. This is a smaller brush. It is, well, it's rubbed off, but anyways, it's a smaller brush, and I'm going to take some of that concealer that I set my eyes with, and I'm going to just put a tiny bit, don't use a lot, and I will place it right in this area to let that color that I lay down be really bright in this towards the center of my eye. And like I said, I don't use a lot. And some people will do this to like cut their crease and stuff, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm just laying down a lighter color so that whenever I put whatever shade I put right there, it stands out some. So just pat that with my finger. And I'm gonna do the other side, just like that. And sometimes you may get more on one side than the other. So then if you just go back on the other side, you can even it out. And because we set that down, I also want to set it again just like I did the other. Like before I put any eyeshadow on, I always continue to like to set it just because it makes it stay and makes it to where it's not going to like move anywhere, and it makes it easier to apply the next color. So I just use my fingers for this part because sometimes using a brush you can get the setting powder everywhere. The kind that I like to use for setting powder is the Coty Airspun loose face powder in translucent. That's just what I use to set, like anytime I'm setting anything, that's the powder that I use. So I think I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use Sweet Dreams, and it is a shimmery shade, so it's not going to be like a matte look, but it'll be okay. So, oops. This is the shade I'm using over here. Again, it's called Sweet Dreams. And some of these colors you can apply by just putting them on the brush. And sometimes they look better when you spray the brush. So it will just depend. Some colors do better without spraying and some don't. And sometimes when you spray, it kind of like foils them and makes them metallic. And sometimes I'm not really going for that look. And today I'm not going to, so I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm not going to spray it or anything. And you're just getting that inner corner part, like just right here where you laid the concealer. You don't want to go any farther. And depending on your preference, you can take that out farther. You do not have to just go to here. I've seen some people go a little farther. It just depends on what you like. I usually tend to stay in this same area. I don't move a whole lot unless like I'm doing like a newer look or something like that. But I usually tend to stay in this same spot. So this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to take a smaller brush again, but it's wider than the other one. And I'm going to use this to take that potion color again and just go underneath my eye with it. So line underneath your eye. And I always, when I grab an eyeshadow color, I tap the brush onto my palette just because it makes it so much easier to apply it, because if you don't tap your brush off, you're going to have a lot of product on at once and it's going to be harder to blend it out. If you start lighter, you can build up. It's easier to build up than it is to take off. So that's just how I do it. So now that I've lined this color under here, this is what it looks like. I'm going to apply my mascara next. And I like to use the Falsies Volume Express Hydrofuge mascara. It's from Maybelline, and it's the very black, but it looks like this. And then I'll open it so you can see what the wand looks like. I'm going to zoom you back out. So the wand looks like this. Is kind of curved this way, like that. And this one works really good. I have really short eyelashes, so it's really hard for me to find a mascara that I really like. But with this particular mascara, it does really well with my lashes. So that's really good. So you just want to curl your eyelashes. And I like to put mascara on my top and bottom lashes. Some people just like the top and some people just like the bottom. Some people also wear fake eyelashes. I don't. I have a couple times, but it's been like really special occasions, like when I went to prom, or if I'm like, sometimes when I've sang at church. My eyes are watering, but things like that. But it's very rare. I like the way they look just because they make my eyelashes look really big, because I don't have big eyelashes. But I would not wear them every day. Some people do. Some people really like them, but I would not want to have to put on fake lashes every day because they're kind of difficult to put on. So it's just easier for me if I don't have to put them on. And I just got some up on my eye. When that happens, this is actually a good time to explain when that happens. So when you're doing your mascara and say you touch, like I just did up here on your eyebrow, do not try to immediately mess with it. Because if you try to touch that, you are going to smear it and your makeup is going to mess up. So if you just leave it and let it dry, it's so much easier to get it and fix it when it's dry than when it's still wet. So just leave it alone and you can fix it as soon as it dries. And I don't put a whole lot on the bottom, I just put a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you in real quick just so that you can see my eyelashes. So that's what they look like. Zoom you back out because the rest of the video I'm going to be like doing the rest of my face. So next I'm going to be applying bronzer. Sometimes I do contour and sometimes I do bronzer. Sometimes I just use a bronzer like a contour. But I like to take this brush and it looks like this. So it's angled and it's a big fluffy brush. So it's easier to use a big fluffy brush to apply bronzer than a smaller brush because a smaller brush is going to pack the color darker and it's going to be harder to blend it out. And I just feel like this helps you build the color up better so that you are not turning out with a big dark line across your face that you can't fix. So I start here and then I go in circular motions as I go down because I'm not trying to make it be a defined line like with contour. I'm just kind of brushing a darker color right there like a contour. And this color, what's great about this color is it's a lighter color, so it's easy to build it up. So it's not too dark when you first put it on. And I just think it makes it nice. And this color is got a little bit of glitter in it, but it's like very little. Like you can't really see it. You'd have to be up like super close to see it. It's not really that noticeable. I like to use the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I have another bronzer and I like the shade of it, but there's so much glitter in it. And I like highlight, so I would rather get glitter on my face from my highlight than from a bronzer. I don't really like that much glitter. Like this is just a little bit of subtle glitter. That one is like super glittery, the other one I'm talking about. So I just prefer one that doesn't have a lot of glitter in it. So I think that's enough bronzer. Next I'm going to do my blush. I like to use the Milani Rose Powder Blush in shade 901 Romantic Rose, and I've used this one a bunch, so it doesn't even really look like a rose anymore. But it's a darker pink instead of like a light pale pink. It's a darker pink, but it doesn't go on super dark. Like it's really buildable, and that's what I really like about it. I've never really been into blush very much. Actually, in fact, I used to not do blush at all. Just within the past like year, I've gotten really into using blush, and I think that's from my mom because she uses a lot of blush, and it always looks good on her. And I think it's just because I get nervous that I'm gonna put too much. But with practice, I've learned how to not put a lot on. So I really enjoy using it now. Next I'm going to use the Milani highlight, and it comes in a little thing like this. You can also get bigger ones, but I had bought like a sample box kind of thing, and so it came with a small one. This is shade 901 Afterglow, and it's like a strobe light highlighter, but it looks like that. And then I take a smaller brush like this, and I use that for my highlight. And I really like highlights, so I put quite a bit on. You don't have to. My mom doesn't put on a whole lot. I mean, sometimes she does, but she's not super into using a lot like I am. But there we go. And then I just do the same thing to the other side. And I just use like sweeping motions. I just sweep it on because it just helps blend it into your skin better that way. I have many different forms of highlight. Like I have a powder, I have lots of powder ones, and I have some of them that are liquid. And a lot of times the ones that I use for liquid, I will set them with a either the same shade or like a very similar shade of powder just to set them, just because I don't like the liquid ones trying to move anywhere, and so I like to set them that way. So I have my highlight, and I'm actually going to take this brush again that I used to put on the like champagne-y kind of shade here, and I'm going to use just a tiny little bit and put that in my inner corner. This is optional. You do not have to put this in your inner corner, but I just really like it the way it looks. So I have a little bit of a brighter color in the center of like where your eyes are. I haven't done my eyebrows yet. Usually I would have already done them, but I forgot. But for my eyebrows, I already have thicker eyebrows and they're filled in really good. So used to I didn't do anything with my eyebrows, but recently I've really gotten into actually doing my eyebrows. So I don't use a pencil though. I don't use a pencil or a gel or anything like that. I just use an eyeshadow. I don't even set it, which is probably not good. I should probably find a gel to set the eyeshadow that I'm putting in my eyebrows. But I haven't noticed that it moves or anything during the day, so I haven't really changed anything about that. But I use an old eyeshadow palette, like even the name is off of it. I think it says Glam&Beauty. It's Glam Nudes. Pretty sure I got it from like Walmart or a Dollar General or something. It's like a drugstore brand, and I don't even use the other colors in the palette. But I use this shade down here because it matches my eyebrows really closely, and like I've hit pan, so that shows you how much I've been using it. This one is a flat eyeliner brush is actually what it's called. I don't know that I'd use it for eyeliner though because of how thick the end of it is. Like it's that thick. But I don't know that I'd use it. I've tried it before and I just didn't like it as eyeliner, so I just use it for my eyebrows. But I'll just get a little bit of that color, and then I brush upwards in the front very lightly though. Like I put barely any color there because you want it lighter towards the front and then darker towards the back. And then I just kind of brush it into my eyebrows like that. And then recently I have gotten into, I kind of pack the color too because there's like a patch in this eyebrow for some reason that like doesn't have any hair, and so sometimes I kind of just like go like that just to add some color in there. But anyways, I've really started using concealer to cut out my eyebrow, even though I don't use a pencil or like a cream or anything. Even though I don't use those things, I just think it helps give the look, like make them more defined, just because like it's setting them into a specific shape. I just like the way it looks. You don't have to do that. Like it's totally optional. And like I said, I didn't even used to do any of this. Like this is a lot that I didn't used to do. Obviously I could get this done a lot faster if it was just me. I mean, I'm explaining it so it takes longer. Before I cut my eyebrows out, I want to show you how I get this black off of my eye over here. So I have these tiny little, they're called charcoal swabs, but it's like a cotton swab, but it looks like this, so it's a little different. And then I just take it and I just touch my face like this so I'm not moving, and then I just drag it across that specific spot. Like don't drag it across all over your face. Like just go like this, and there we go, it's gone. Now that probably took some of your makeup off. Mine, it took off a little bit, so you can always go back to your foundation shade and just add a tiny bit right there, just enough to cover that spot. I'm also going to go back with that fluffier brush, and I'm going to go back to my transition shade real quick and go on top just to add a little more definition at the top. So just add just a little bit up there. And this is definitely like, you could use this for a fall look too, because it's got like kind of a reddish brown shade, and it kind of look, the transition shade is kind of orangey, so you can definitely use this for fall too. Like, but this is also a really simple look that you could just do it real quick in the morning if you needed to get out the door. You could do it real quick and it wouldn't take you very long. So next I'll show you how I do my eyebrows. So I've seen people that use a lot of concealer under their eyebrows. I do not. I don't like that, because then it like, it's almost to me like it gets caked up sort of. So I don't do that. I just take a tiny bit on the brush and I just go underneath it and make a line. And that's really why you should do this before your eyeshadow, because then you can blend it onto your eye without messing up the eyeshadow. But I mean, you can do it afterwards and not mess it up too, so it won't be a big deal. And then I just go, it's kind of hard to show you, but I'm going to take this over top and then go like this. So you just hold your wrist up like this, which can be really difficult sometimes. Keep your arms steady, do that. But I mean, I use so very little that you can't even barely tell sometimes that like I've done it. Like once I blend it out, you can't tell sometimes. So just gonna do that. And then I just blend it down. So I just blend it down into my skin. Up here I blend it up into my skin. I'm just blending it up into my skin. And then like I said, under here I'm blending under. And then I do the same thing to the other side. And even though I don't use the cream and stuff, I have messed my eyebrows up doing this before, because I've accidentally like gone too close with a concealer and like it's messed it up before. So like, you still have to be careful, and you still have to watch and try to be precise when you apply the concealer. Sometimes I'll even take my finger and go on the outer edge just to make sure it's blended. But that's what the eyebrows look like when I'm completely done. And the last little thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to, before my lipstick, I'm going to try to find where that brush went. I'm going to take that highlight again, and I like to highlight underneath my brow. So just add a little bit of highlight underneath there. That, and then the last step is I'm going to pick a lip color. I think I'm going to go with like a Nudes. This is a lip bundle from Colourpop. And I'm going to use the lip gloss, so it's not like an actual like lipstick or anything. It's just a lip gloss. It's in the shade Glass Lip. I've almost used it all, but because it's like one of my favorites. But apply that. And it's a really light, subtle shade. I actually like to use it a lot. But I'm going to take my headband out just so you can see what the final looks like. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can actually see. But here is my eyeshadow. And then here's my lip color. And that's the completed look. So thank you for watching my intro video. And I hope you like and subscribe. And ring that bell, because when you ring the bell, it helps you be notified the next time I upload. And you can also keep track of when I upload on my Instagram. I'm going to try to be really consistent on that and tell you like when I'm uploading, what days, and things like that. So thank you so much for watching.